Hello everybody, this is James DaSilva here, and today we are going to be talking about diminished concepts involving the use of dominant 7th sharp 11 arpeggios in a series of ascending or descending minor thirds. Okay? Everything we're going to talk about today really revolves around that A7 sharp 5 sound leading to a 1, to a D major or D minor, D dominant, whatever. But that is essentially the harmonic framework we're going to be operating with today. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is what is a dominant 7th sharp 11 arpeggio. Well, let's talk briefly just on what a dominant arpeggio is. A dominant arpeggio is just, since we're in A, we're going to be operating from the key of A mostly today. We have, root major third, 5th, minor 7th. So that's a dominant arpeggio. So in A we have A, C sharp, E, G natural. Okay? So that is a dominant arpeggio. Now a dominant 7th sharp 11 arpeggio, all we're really doing is omitting the 5th and replacing it with a sharp 11. Okay? So this is the sound we have now. Very colorful sound. So that is what a dominant 7th sharp 11 arpeggio is. Now, the next step is talking about building this arpeggio in a series of minor thirds. Now, why are we doing that in a series of minor thirds? Well, the diminished arpeggio is built in a series of minor thirds. The essence of a diminished sound comes from a series of minor thirds just stacked on top of each other. So that's all a diminished triad really is. So since, again, from the perspective of A, the tones that we have to deal with from the perspective of A diminished is A, C, E flat, F sharp. Okay? So what we want to do is build a dominant 7th sharp 11 arpeggio off of each one of those pitches. Okay, so let's begin. All right, so we've already kind of worked through A7 sharp 11 arpeggio, which is A, C sharp, D sharp, G, and then A. Okay, now C7 sharp 11, C, E, F sharp, E flat, C, E flat, F sharp, E, C. Let's go to E flat 7 sharp 11. E flat, G, A natural, D flat, E flat, D flat, A natural, G, E flat. Okay. F sharp 7 sharp 11. F sharp, A sharp, C natural, D natural, F sharp, E natural, C natural, A sharp, F sharp. Now we're back to A, but this time we're playing an A7 sharp 11 arpeggio on the D string. A, C sharp, D sharp, G natural, A, G natural, D sharp, C sharp, A. Now we're going to go to C7 sharp 11, but this time we're playing it on the G string. Okay, we have C, E, F sharp, B flat, C, B flat, F sharp, E, C. Okay, now we're going to go to the last pitch that is kind of convenient in the position of the neck that we've been talking about, which is E flat 7 sharp 11. E flat, G, A natural, D flat, E flat, D flat, A, G, E flat. Okay? So now those are all the series, those are all of the dominant 7 sharp 11 arpeggios that we can play that kind of work for us in that part of the neck. And so I'll just kind of play it all together just so you can hear it. you hear that, there's a suggestion of the diminished arpeggio. Why is that? Well, for one thing, even though we're not using diminished triads or arpeggios, we're using dominant 7 sharp 11 arpeggios. But the bass note of each one of those arpeggios, the first note that I play, is underlying a diminished scale, or I'm sorry, outlining is a better word, outlining a diminished arpeggio. So A, C, E flat, F sharp. And you can get so many cool, different, ideas out of that lick. The way that we played it the first time is very mechanical because we're getting it under our fingers. But there's a lot of different ways you can use that technique. For one, you can try starting it on a different note every time. You don't have to start on the low A. It actually kind of sounds cool when you. That is a cool sound starting from top to bottom. You can do different groupings of notes. For example, the way that we've been doing it, we've been just doing 8 groupings in a single measure, which we're just basically playing 8 notes. What's really cool, what I actually love doing, and the way that I most naturally use this idea is using it in groupings of 5, which sounds like this. And it's just really cool because, harmonically it kind of perks your ear out. But because it's in 5, because you're playing a grouping of 5 notes, rhythmically you're accentuating different beats that you normally wouldn't. So that's a very cool thing to do as well. Another thing I like doing is sometimes instead of thinking of it in terms of diminished, I will do this. I'll make a tritone concept out of it. So again, if we're in A, A and E flat are tritones of each other. And so what I'll do is I'll just go. And, not necessarily play it that square, but kind of have that mindset of using the dominant sharp 11 arpeggios in tritones. It gets a really cool sound as well. And, I actually love, like the groupings of 5. I really like that a lot, and I actually think it works really cool. One kind of brief note as far as technique is concerned. I actually really like using legato technique when I use this concept. You can pick it, and that's fine, but I think that doing hammer-ons and pull-offs gives it kind of a more sax-like or horn-like quality to it. So like for example, if I was doing, back to the groupings of 5, I would be going, downstroke, hammer-on, downstroke, again, hammer-on. So I'd be going. I'd be basically doing that with all of them. So the legato approach is actually really cool with this technique as well. Here's another thing that I think that you can use a lot with this concept, which is actually really just like a John Coltrane lick that we're stealing. There's a really famous recording that he uses this riff on. I can't think of it. I want to say it's like Blue Train or I Love You off of the Lush Life record. I think it might be that one. But he uses this lick. I'll play it first and then I'll kind of work you through it. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, one more time. Okay? And, when you do it, the idea is it's like a sheet of sound kind of thing. So So it's very fast. It has to be very rapid, and you know you might be familiar with that sound. On the guitar, I'm having to do sweep picking. I'm having to, down, up, up, up. So it's the only way I'm able to really play it that fast is with sweep picking. But breaking down what that lick is, all we're really doing there is taking dominant 7 sharp 11 arpeggios. That's our C, dominant C 7 sharp 11 arpeggio. A 7 sharp 11. F sharp 7 sharp 11. E flat 7 sharp 11. C 7 sharp 11. A 7 sharp 11 arpeggio. And they're just descending really rapidly. And I think that's one of the coolest ways of using this concept of dominant 7 sharp 11. Man, I wonder how many times I've said that in this video. I'm so sorry. That's the only way I can really talk about it. But that is one of the coolest ways I think of using that concept. Just one, because it sounds really cool, but also it's kind of like a nod to John Coltrane in your solos. So anyway, I think that's really all that I wanted to talk about today, and I hope these videos are helpful, and they kind of benefit you or inspire you in some way to try different concepts. A brief closing word is that I am in the fall, this fall. This is like we're in almost August of 2017 right now. So hopefully in the next couple of months, I am actually going to be starting an online music school where you can, it's a subscription-based service where, you get access to all kinds of content, videos, and educational, like PDFs of lesson plans and things, where I can kind of break down what, we talk about in these lessons even more in depth so that you can understand it better. And also, talk about other topics, not just jazz guitar, but also, other styles like rock and roll, rhythm guitar, classical guitar technique, bossa nova, metal, like shredding kind of things, music theory, arranging, composition, how to properly engrave charts with finale, how to use finale, which is something I'm very familiar with. So those are things that I want to be doing very soon. So I really appreciate everybody subscribing and commenting, and so just stay tuned. And if you want more information, you can check out my website, jamesdasilvamusic.com, and I'll be posting a lot more information on that for you guys. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to leave comments, and thank you guys so much. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.